365 Sports.
All right, it's maybe a little bit early, but it's not because technically
it's never too early.
The season is over, so I want to get your take, our take on. We're going to go through the big four. Ballard, yay or nay, in or out?
Out.
All right, Steichen,
out.
Lou and Rumo.
He is the best part of our staff right now.
Hard to say after last week against the Niners, but
no, it's not.
Reggie Wayne, I'm throwing that in there.
I love him there. Look at since he's been there.
Yeah.
Who has been the main guy that he has developed? Alec Pierce.
Yeah,
who is our best wide receiver right now? Alec Pierce.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's crazy because last year I was harping on him so much.
Yep.
I love it now though.
Daniel Jones.
I can't answer that one. I physically can't answer that one because an Achilles tear this late in the season, he's not going to be back next season. So it's like, do you re-sign him to keep him off the market, or do you risk him being signed by someone else and then you still have a quarterback problem?
You still have a quarterback problem no matter what at the beginning of the season. So
we'll talk about that in a future episode. Kind of a tease there.
Yes, so. I say out on Ballard, and the rest of it is up to the new GM. You should know this.
Yeah,
I mean, this is
the GM brings in his own people.
Normally,
as well as the head coach brings in.
And you can't get a good quality GM if you say you must keep A, B, C. I think the only one that, to me, is worth saying you must keep is Reggie Wayne because of the connection he has to the organization. Yep. Well, I'm Kevin. This is my son, Liam. We are the Unstable Blues. Happy to present 365 Sports Indiana as part of the 365 Sports Network.
Yes, welcome back. This episode, we will discuss how the Colts had nothing on the line, but still held the line against one of the hottest offenses in the NFL. Should Philip Rivers have played? What was the benefit of playing Sauce Gardner, or any of the stars for that matter? Here we go.
Yes, you can follow us on TikTok and Instagram at 365 Sports Indiana. And don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yes, we have an actual narrative this time. We're not just listing off stuff.
Yep. I decided to go back. Here we go.
Colts started off with a field goal after an Ashton Newland kickoff return. Big one.
Mm-hmm.
Big one to start the game off.
And it wasn't even his biggest of the game. Nope. The Jaguars' opening drive ended in a fumble recovered by the Colts, resulting in a Jonathan Taylor touchdown run after a pair of tight end catches from Tyler Warren, and we have a Will Mallory sighting.
Yeah, great catch from him, too. Great concentration on that. The Jaguars answered with their own touchdown, and then the teams traded field position before Jermaine Pratt intercepted Trevor Lawrence in the end zone to end the half 10-7.
Yes, prevented a potential double whammy. The Colts then forced a 3-and-out to begin the half, so that prevented any kind of whammy at all, but they were stopped on their first possession also.
Yes, then the Jaguars rebounded by scoring a touchdown. Speaking of which, open goal rebounder and goal setup can help you, not having to chase the balls around. Comes right back to you. Click the link in the description for more on that. They scored a touchdown, and the Colts responded with a Mo Alley Cox touchdown right back after a hotly debated Josh Downs sideline grab and an Alec Pierce arm grab pass interference. I will say Josh Downs is, from what I've seen, the best or one of the best sideline catchers in the league as of now.
Yeah.
I don't think he's missed one, and whenever he has, the replay's gone back, and it actually has been a catch. So,
yeah, and that's hard to say for somebody of his size. He's not,
especially being a slot receiver. That's just not what slot receivers do.
No,
but he's just very good at it.
Yeah. The Colts then held the Jaguars to a field goal, bringing the score to 17-17.
Yep, a punt for the Colts and a tremendous short yardage stop led to a prime opportunity with 9:25 left in the game. Keep in mind, earlier, they had an 8-minute, 17-second touchdown drive.
Yep.
So, very doable to waste most of this clock.
Right. And I didn't know if you would like to bring up anything on that short yardage stop.
Best sneak defense in the league. There is a reason that Well, to win the game, the Jags did get a sneak,
but it wasn't a tush push thing.
But no, it was just a straight up. Like,
the Colts may have found. Now they haven't gone up against the Eagles, but you believe the Colts have found something that prevents the tush push.
Yeah, I think whatever the Colts are doing, from what I can see, it looks like they're spreading out in kind of a normal tight formation, and then they're pinching even more and bringing the linebackers up.
Yep.
And then Nick Cross and Kenny both just crash.
Yeah.
And that, in my opinion,
they don't have everyone up there to begin with.
Right.
It's they've timed the snap, so they bring the defensive tackles way in.
Right before the snap.
Directly on the center, and then the linebackers and Cross get kind of a running start at the snap to provide that extra momentum.
And then they kind of keep Bynum back just in case someone tries to do some trickery with it or whatever.
Right.
Kind of like the Eagles did that one time with Saquon.
Yeah. Then on third down, Phillip Rivers was looking for Josh Downs, but Jerry Jones jumped the route and picked it off.
Yeah. Another defensive stand and Jaguar penalties held the Jags to only a field goal.
Yep.
20-17 at this point.
So you're telling
me
very
doable.
There's a chance.
Yep.
But the Colts couldn't put anything together, and they elected to go for it on 4th and 11 from their own 49 with 3 minutes, 11 seconds, and 3 timeouts left.
See, if it's a 4th and 11 in that kind of weird area, gray area in their side where it's like too short to punt, but a little bit too long to, kick a field goal. We do have Blake Groupie, so I don't know if it is too long as of now, especially if you're in that area. Like, that area there is no gray area. If you're the Cowboys, you're kicking a field goal because you have Brandon Aubrey.
Yeah, but you're for own 49, not.
Well, I'm saying if you were in that scenario on the other side of the field, that 45, then going for it on that makes a little bit more sense. But the fact you were in your own territory, you still have all 3 of your timeouts and the 2-minute warning, and your defense has gotten crucial stops. Even if Jacksonville scores a field goal, you still hold them to a field goal.
Yeah, I would say that this is
with more time on the clock.
Yeah, I would say that this should have been a punt in this situation. You could have pinned them way deep.
You have one
prevented
of the best
anything
in the league.
Prevented anything the way your defense had been playing. You could have prevented any kind of movement into any kind of scoring position, gotten the ball back, maybe deep in your own territory, but still only down 3 instead of the way it was, because that field position and then had some time management, allowed the Jaguars to hit another field goal, and then force the Colts to have to go to the length of the field for a touchdown in 18 seconds.
Yeah. Didn't have enough time. They were able to put in position for Riley then to make a Hail Mary attempt, which
was pretty good.
Yeah. You had Warren on the backside for a bat down, and you had Pierce in double coverage. That's probably best you're going to get it, because throwing it up with a 4-on-4, like, that's not what you try to do.
He did get held, but I mean, we say all the time that let the players decide the game, and so because if you call a PI there, you're first and goal at the 1, and with one play, I don't necessarily like that.
Yeah,
especially if I was on the other side. So
and everybody in the building knows who it's going to at that point. So.
Yeah. So there you go. That was the game. Stat sheet time. Phillip Rivers, 17 for 30, 172, 1 TD, 1 interception, and the last ride. Yeah. He confirmed he's not going to come back. And it did sound as if he might have had some pre-conversations with the coaching staff as to, if we win, maybe you can keep going. If we lose, then maybe you're done. Because he kind of did seem like he was signing off for the last time in his post game.
Yeah, JT had a good start to the game, 21 for 70 with a touchdown as well.
Yep.
But they didn't keep running it enough. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the tangibles.
All right, Tyler Warren, 43 yards on 5 catches.
Nick Cross, 12 tackles.
Yep.
And a big quarterback hit that rocked.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Once again, if your safety is getting most of the tackles, it probably doesn't mean that you're doing great on defense. But Nick Cross is around the ball a lot as well. He's he's that strong safety, so he's the one you'll bring in the box. Plus, it's Lou Anarumo. So your position is more of a suggestion as it is actual rules. Kenny Moore, 10 tackles and 2 TFLs. We thought it was a sack, turned back into a TFL because Lawrence was out of the pocket.
Yes.
And he really touched him. Lawrence really just gave himself up.
I don't think
Trevor Lawrence idiots.
I don't think it was the fact that he was out of the pocket. I think it was the fact that it was a designed run for him, and it would just everything collapsed. And people look at this, it's another defensive back getting a lot of tackles. Well, yeah, but once again, a Lou defense, your slots and your safeties are going to come down. We saw Sauce Gardner, the best corner on the team, go for a sack. So. Yeah. So anything can happen.
It's way more of a suggestion than it is actual rules. And look at the most successful year of Lou Anarumo's defense in Cincinnati. Mike Hilton played that slot so well and was around the ball a lot because of it.
And slowly becoming my second favorite player. Not quite second favorite player on the defense. Jermaine Pratt, 7 tackles, 2 passes defensed. And that interception in the end zone to prevent double whammy.
And he
perfect coverage.
And he was on Washington, their number 1 receiver of the game.
Mm-hmm. Perfect defense.
You put a linebacker on a drifting wide receiver, it's probably going to be bad for the defense, but it was not. He played great.
Yeah. Now, just a question to kind of lighten things up.
Yeah.
I mentioned favorite player. Who would you say is your favorite player? Not best player. Favorite player to watch on the defensive side of the ball.
Defensive side of the ball. Favorite player to watch. I would say it's Nick Cross because of how much that he reminds me of Bob Sanders that I loved back in the day. Now, you cannot do Bob Sanders things anymore. It's against the rules.
Correct.
And thankfully, because Bob Sanders' career was so short because of the things that he did with his body to just to put hurt on the other team. He's probably my favorite. Cam Bonham is fun, but I think football wise, it's probably in both those guys is the training that goes into it, right? Speaking of which, Farmhounds can help you training your puppies with healthy treats. That's what we like at Country Mountain Dogs. Click the link in the description for more on that. Now it's time for the intangibles. You teased a little something.
I did. They didn't run enough. I think they ran a lot at the beginning. I think a majority of those carries were the first half. And then it seems like to be the theme in this losing streak that we've had. Just run the ball in the first half, or don't run the ball in the first half, and then just completely abandon it in the second half. You're down, they weren't even down to start the second half.
Nope.
So there was literally no need to get away from the run.
No.
The reason why you had such a successful touchdown drive with that 8 minutes and 17 seconds was because they ran it. I called it the JT drive.
Yep.
And then it was just the Morelli Cox touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't understand why we're abandoning the run so much. You have one of the best running backs in the league. Just because he can't produce one game does not mean that he can't produce others.
I would say some of that has to do with the fact that you have a statue at quarterback, so you don't have that dual threat in any way. So the RPO game is completely out. And Shane Steichen has shown that when he's most successful is when he has a quarterback and a offensive scheme that can really incorporate the RPO to its fullest potential. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think that's part of the reason, not to mention that, at some point during this losing streak, you have only maintained at one point one of your original starting 5 on your offensive line.
Correct.
It wasn't that way this game, but at one point you lost Bortolini, you lost both tackles, and you I think they moved the Gonsalves to guard, and so no one was the same in any position except for Q.
And by no means am I comparing JT and LT Tomlinson.
Right.
That is.
No. Yep.
But by the end of JT's career, I think we could be comparing the two.
Yeah.
But to be fair, he was on pace to break the record for the touchdowns earlier in the season. Mm-hmm. And he played with Phillip.
Yep.
LT played with Phillip.
Yep.
Who is a statue in the quarterback.
Yep.
So I don't see why JT couldn't do that. I understand, but still.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You got to be able to run the ball.
You got to be able to adjust and be flexible. I'm going to say that Phillip Rivers' fire.
Oh, yes.
his energy.
I wish we had the clip on here.
He was getting after the guys. He got wrapped up a little too long from a defensive tackle, shoved him off, and then of course there was drama with that. You're gonna throw a flag on the quarterback? Really? The quarterback?
Come on.
But then he also was getting after the refs because he's like, I totally snapped the ball before they got the refs. Like he has the vision to see all the things, and he knows he got it off, and he's just full body getting after the ref about it. And
like this game has no meaning for the Colts at all.
Right, and he's played in the league probably longer than most of the refs have been refs in the league. So he totally deserves to be able to do that. 100%. I don't have any problem with it whatsoever. But as I mentioned, his lack of mobility and really his lack of arm strength hurt. He was short on several passes where he had open receivers or whatever.
The one that he did have probably on the money, Pierce just didn't look for either in the end zone.
Yep.
Ended up getting a touchdown on that drive regardless, but still.
Yep.
Time is time.
Yep. So that leads us to what was your Mayflower move? What was the thing that put the game to sleep? Speaking of which, Joi Baby Sleep Sacks can help you put your little one to sleep. Click the link in the description for more on that.
I don't see how it's not the interception that Phillip threw. It's a tough momentum swing in the game, especially whenever you kind of have momentum going into that. You stopped them, and then they stopped you, and then you stop them again, and then you're going in, and you're like, okay, we can get this game back, 100%.
Yep.
And then you throw an interception, especially in your own territory, puts them in a really good field position. It's just kind of like gut wrenching that you threw that. You're like, oh. Even Phillip's like, I knew what I did.
Yeah, you could kind of see it all shift at that point. I'm going to say, though, the coaching decision to punt it or to go for it on 4th and 11 instead of punting with 3:11 and 3 timeouts left was a big deal. You were only down 3 at that point. That gave them the field position to go a little bit and kick another field goal, and now suddenly you have to score a touchdown. Scoring a touchdown with less time on the clock is way different than having to go down and score a field goal to tie it or get yourself a touchdown with even more time left on the clock. Now, there's no guarantee because who knows what your defense is going to be doing. But your defense had all the momentum in the world. And so not only did you not switch the field position, but you also told your defense, I don't trust you. And then they went out and did not produce. So there were so many things psychologically and just practically that went wrong in that one coaching decision.
And that's been the story this losing streak.
Yep.
Shane was coaching beautifully in the beginning. We thought Chris Ballard may have saved his job with the off-season moves that he made. Lou coaching great, still is in my opinion. Yep. I don't care what anybody else says. That's my opinion.
Yep.
But Shane has made at least one crucial call in every single game that has lost them the game.
Yep.
If it would have gone right, it wouldn't have won them the game necessarily, which is kind of where if this decision wins you the game 100%, then I'm fine with you making the call. Because it's either you lose or you win on this play. Yeah. Like the Buffalo Bills game.
Right.
With the Eagles.
And you go for two.
I completely agree. I told you why I said you have all the momentum.
Yep.
You just scored 12 unanswered points.
And you don't trust Badges because you just missed it.
And you don't trust. Exactly. And you're at home. You go for the win. You taught me this. If it's go for 2 and you're at home, go for the win. Don't go for overtime.
That's right.
Because if you go for overtime, that gives your opponent to get back in the game.
Yep.
Keep them out of the game. If you lose, you lose. Oh, well. But if you win, how good of a win is that?
Yeah, agreed. So that leads us then to your star of the game. Who was the person to you that's like, yeah, they did great?
It's got to be someone on defense. As much as I want to give it to Pratt, I think it's Kenny. Kenny's been a little bit quiet all season, mainly because of our corner situation, and I think the lack of injury has taken more of the news than because I think Kenny's played well.
Yeah.
By all means, just the spotlight's been taken away because we have 2 number 1 corners on our team.
Yeah.
And while I think Kenny could switch to the outside, I just don't think he can. I don't think he wants to.
He's so much better inside.
Exactly.
He understands so much more of the total of the defense from that nickel position.
Yeah. And I'm going to finish this real quick because I can talk about the Colts secondary for days because I'm so excited for next year's secondary. But Kenny's two TFLs and 10 tackles, that's crazy coming from a corner.
Yep.
The 2 TFLs stand out to me a lot. Those are big, and so I'm impressed with Kenny's performance.
All right. I'm going to give an honorable mention to another cornerback, Cameron Mitchell.
Okay.
Who? Cameron Mitchell. Yeah. All right. Cameron Mitchell, 7 tackles, 2 passes defensed. It felt like he was way more influential than that. He was everywhere. He almost had an interception.
Making big plays.
Probably. If he had made that interception, I think that changes. That's my Mayflower move. It changed it, but it just kind of bounced wrong.
Yeah.
And so because he didn't get that, he's my honorable mention. Ashton Doolin.
Didn't even talk about the second.
Ashton Doolin, he had 2 huge ones. The second one went past midfield, and then after that happens, then it changes all of the kicking entirely because every other kickoff that they did, they were kicking it into the end zone.
Which puts them at the 35.
And you've seen the statistics this year have gone way away from a touchback.
Yeah.
Right? No one wants to give up the 35. Last year, everybody was content to give up the 30, but as soon as you add 35 and you got these kickers like Aubrey, like Groupie that can hit from midfield with the ball on midfield, 60 yards, no problem. 35 is just too much to give up unless you're going to give up midfield every time with Ashton Doolin. So he came back from his injury ready to roll, ready to get back to it. And I believe he is still under contract for next year, so he's not necessarily one of those that we got to watch out for. Although
I think he signed a 2-year deal.
That talk is coming.
Yes.
Just know that
it is.
The talk is coming.
Thankfully, it's not the big year this year. So there's a lot of people that you can sign without having to worry about next year necessarily. A lot of big people too, because there is the Daniel Jones question that we'll talk about later.
Yep, absolutely. But that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with our Crimson Cutback. Look at IU football going up against the big bad Alabama Crimson Tide and the SEC, which is losing right now in bowl wins. Later this week, we will have our Unstable Pick 6 NFL prediction show, our Keep the Pace as we look at the Pacers basketball and Candy Stripe Clear Up. It's been a little bit since we checked in with IU basketball, and then our final Colts preview of the season as they close out the season right here in our neck of the woods in Houston.
Yep. Well, this is Lynn.
And this is Kevin.
Reminding you to say 365 Sports Indiana.
365 Sports.